Now, let's take a closer look at the Islamorada Morada 24. Representing the 17 to 24 foot class in the bay boat category, the Morada 24 has an overall length of 24 feet, a beam of 8 feet 6 inches, and a max horsepower rating of 400. Built for stealth and accessibility in shallow water, she has a draft of 13 inches, a dead rise of 20 degrees, a dry weight of 2,300 pounds, and a fuel capacity of 109 gallons. Now, let's hear more from our hosts, George Labonte and Rick Riles.
Cap, I'm so glad for a change that you and I got to ride together this morning. Now, if you think about it, normally one of us is on a camera boat and one of us is on the boat that we're filming, right?
Yeah.
Well, today we both got on the Islamorada Morada 24, and if I'd have told you how good it handled, you wouldn't have believed me. Well, a lot of boat manufacturers build a 24 bay boat. This one is different.
This boat actually has a 20-degree dead rise, which is not something you think of associating with bay boats. I mean, you don't really put dead rise into a bay boat typically because you want to go shallow. The boat will get you in 13 to 15 inches of water with that dead rise, and so it's not having that great of an impact on your shallow draftability. It definitely has an impact on the way the boat runs, all right? We were in the ocean today, and it was a pretty stiff little 2 to 3 foot chop. Picked our way through that stuff like it was nothing.
It's just quality from the bottom of the deck up.
Listen, we could go on and on for days about how pretty this thing is and how well it's built, but I'm sure there's someone that'd be interested to know just what kind of features we're standing on, what the boat has, that's gonna get you closer to the fish. Why don't we take a look around on the boat starting right here?
George, starting with the casting platform. All 24-foot bay boats have casting platforms, but you know what? When you step on the hatches, you get that little sag. You know where I'm going. Step on that one and tell me if you feel any sag.
You're 100% right, Rick. They built a lot of style into it. I mean, not all casting decks are built exactly the same. Nice radiuses up here. I mean, just the way the thing lays out. And, you know, little touches like these forward lifting boxes, which we've talked about on other boats that we've seen. It's a great design for getting in and out of the box when the boat's on a trailer, for example.
Let me tell you what I'd do to the console, Cap. I'd have a split door that opened from the front, okay? You've got a door to get to all your switches, the backup for your C-zone. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you can also do a full access door. That means you don't have to move that drink cooler every time you want to get in there.
Yeah, and you mentioned the C-zone. I mean, I've always been concerned about what happens when the backlight on your fish finder goes out. Now you can't see the switches. Well, on this one, you can switch it over to manual and go to analog switching, and you're back in business. This T-top is gorgeous. Let's have a look.
Tell you what, you start looking for outstanding things on this boat, you don't look very far past this metal work, do you?
You know, this comes from a shop here locally that is more known for building custom towers for big money, custom built sport fish boats, and the quality shows throughout the entire process here.
But back to your C-zone. You were teaching me about C-zone. I like it if it's got a backup. They use twin screens.
Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. There's two 12-inch screens here, and you can't have enough for me. I'd have a third one if I could fit it on here. But these two fit here nicely. I mean, it's really clean. It just oozes custom finish.
For the console, we've got a classic leaner here. This boat almost has a classic elegance about it.
Nice place to run the boat from. Most of the time spent on the front of the boat and the back of the boat because that's where all the fishing happens. We've got a very cool setup back here. Why don't we move back and have a look at it?
Let me tell you one thing you're not going to do, Cap. You're not going to build the ultimate 24-foot bay boat and mess it up back here. Boy, did they do a great job with this seating. I love the fact that it's actually 3 different bench seats. So if you're only taking one person with you, you know, Bob talked about what a great tournament redfish boat it is. You're going to want to be able to run through these accesses.
You've got 2 40-gallon spaces right here and a 30-gallon space in the center. Now those two, I mean, think about it, 80, 110 gallons of live well. I mean, tournament boat, fun fishing boat, whatever, you're never going to need more live well than that. I don't care what you're doing. You know, if you just need extra storage and you don't need all that live well, make these a storage box. Inside here, you've got access to the bilge. It's wide open, real easy to get to. I like it.
This is built to be your boat for as long as you fish. You'd never want a bay boat like this without 2 power poles.
If you're the guy that really likes to look good while you're out there fishing, but needs a boat that has serious tools, has got all the weapons you need to be an effective fisherman on the water, there's no way you can go without having a look at the Morada 24 by Islamorada Boat Works.